So we welcome all the viewers of Another Viewpoint. Today the subject is very important, significant subject of any real estate project. Let it be commercial or residential. The basic thing is that after delivery of the project, we have oftenly seen that most of the builders try to hand over the possession of the property as well as they try to hand over the maintenance of the project. So what are the repercussions of such type of handing over? In many cases we have seen that builder himself maintains the project. There are very good examples of DLF projects and all, wherein we have seen that most of the projects of certain good companies are being maintained by themselves. So today I have invited one of the veteran, one of the very senior consultant of maintenance agencies. He is having most of the elite projects of Tri-City which are maintained by their companies. So meet my friend Mr. Prateek Mukherjee.
Hello friends, hello viewers. Welcome to you a good session of immersive understanding.
Prateek sir, today I will ask you very specific questions regarding maintenance. One of that is why some builders do maintenance themselves, and part 1. Part 2, why some builders try to get rid of the maintenance thing as soon as possible after handing over the pen.
I will try to make you understand with a view to marketing. Builders who linger on with the maintenance by themselves are in the search of loyal customers. Customers who would be, we call it a cat and dog theory in marketing. A cat would never become its masters, but a dog is always true to the master. So builders who take the pain of, maintaining the project or the property they deliver, be it a residential or a commercial complex, that means they are trying to have an organic growth in their organization by virtue of doing the maintenance. Maintenance, after a project is handed over, there are many things left to maintenance which are mostly project snags and which are mostly understandings of the requirement which we do not on a paper and pen fundamentals when we draw the project or we draw a plan which is good to go. But the actual part lies during the maintenance period.
And why some people try to get rid of maintenance?
See, people, you are talking of that marketing theory where you sell and you forget. People or builders, community builders who are of this school of thought that they need to sell and then the worry is all of the end users. Even RERA has a provision of a 6-year defect liability period in place in order to put these builders into a form of a discipline wherein the snags or the complaints which arise after the handover are taken over and are catered to by the builders.
So as far as I understood by this RERA provision, I read somewhere that it is I think 3 years, not 6 years, but whatever it is. Main thing is that is only for the snags which are related to the structure, strength of the property. But for minor things like, if there is some seepage in the wall.
Let me stop you here, and a seepage may be minor, but the fact causing the seepage is a major fact.
Anywhere leakage in the pipe.
No,
inside.
the expansion joints, maybe those are not covered properly. Maybe the vertical shafts had not been laid down properly. Maybe there would be infrastructural issues which are causing a percolation, and thereafter concrete doesn't take in water. Water finds the easiest route to escape, and being high rises mostly we are talking of this common issue of seepage. Though it is common, though it sounds minor, but it has a major root cause. Like suppose you are having a heart block, maybe you will find difficulty in climbing stairs. Climbing stairs is the outcome, but the major cause lies maybe in your heart block.
So by your communication, I could understand that those builders who love their profession and want their product to be recognized and get better appreciation after handing over, will like to go for the maintenance themselves.
Let me take it this way. You are running a food chain. How many repeat customers would you like? You would like to have 10% of your customers as repeat customers? Yes. It's the same philosophy among builders who wish to take maintenance in their foray. It's a lot of complication. It's a lot of wastage of time, and it's a lot of thanklessness involved in the maintenance.
A lot of complaints, lot of
other things, right from infrastructure, right from safety security point of view, right from estate services. Whenever there is a service, there would be a service glitch. A builder has no premise to get into it. He is just a builder. But by and by, we had realized, builders have realized, community has realized, even legislative bodies have realized the importance of after sales management. And that is what exactly builders who profess doing maintenance by themselves are clear about it.
Right, sir. Now another question is that there are very much variation in the maintenance charges. For same square footage, certain builders charge, I am talking about normal project. I am not talking about any project which is having, very huge clubhouses or very good amenities. Of course, that those maintenance charges will be entirely different. But sir, the thing is that for a general project, a standard project, I have seen in the market, many people charge 1 rupee per square foot. Some people charge 2 rupees per square foot. Some people charge 3 rupees per square foot.
Let me make this clear. Let me bring mathematics into the subject matter of discussion. We will have a denominator and a numerator concept.
Right, sir.
Like 100 divided by 10 comes to 10. 100 divided by 4 comes to 25. The major part of maintenance is out of the total area of the property that you are handling. Bigger the property, lower the maintenance. Please have, viewers also, please have this, bear this in mind. You get into a bigger property, you are more likely to pay a lesser maintenance with better amenities. Smaller the property, the basic charges being same, you will be having a difference.
Very logical, very logical. Nowadays we have seen there is a trend in the market that some builders charge, in Delhi NCR I have seen builders used to charge maintenance monthly, right? After handing over the position, every month there used to be a maintenance bill. I was working with Ashiana Housing, one of the best company in ethical way of working. So they used to charge monthly maintenance. There was no issues in either in paying or for the charges. But now a new trend has started that at the time of position, builder charges 1 year maintenance in advance. Sometimes they charge 3 PDC checks, that first year we will put the check and give us the PDC checks for another 2 years. The challenge which I understand in this type of activities that first of all RERA authority should have proper regulation about these things. It should not be discretionary to the builders. But unfortunately in Punjab there is no such. Now I am coming to my question. What is the reason that people charge? There has to be some logical reason. That
I will tell you. Being into the industry and from the industry and guiding the industry for about 10 plus years now, maintenance charges are falling into bad debts. They fall into bad debts. People do not pay the maintenance in time, and thus there is a huge gap in the service delivery, and this causes also untimely payments, irregular payments for the ground staff. This is also one of the major reasons where builders have got into the quarterly mode of collection. This increases the revenue generation. Point number one, there are rebates also in place where many builders, in order to gather the collectibles in time, they prefer rebates. And also there is less of paperwork. You don't have to work out on the invoices on a monthly mode, and therein you save a little bit of overheads. And I do not find any problems with the quarterly mode. Quarterly, there is a fine line. Quarterly invoice is raised and you can pay within a block of 3 months. You have a paying period of 45 to 60 days. So that way it is covered.
You must have seen that most of the builders charge interest-free maintenance security.
There are two types of it: interest-bearing maintenance security and interest-free. Okay. DLF charges, for example, interest-bearing maintenance security, wherein a part is paid as the interest and which is used to offset your current dues.
Okay. Mm-hmm. But in Punjab, the trend is that they charge interest-free maintenance security. And does this security amount gets handed over to the maintenance agency when they take over?
No. IFMS, let me correct you, IFMS, IBMS, interest-bearing is not transferable. It is typical to a unit or an apartment. Whenever there is any conveyancing, this part, the IFMS or the IFMS is not transacted. It remains as long as the building or the apartment is in place.
So what is the purpose of taking IFMS?
The purpose of this is the maintenance services. Whenever there are major expenses that are to be done to the building, or an act of God, takes the building to a bad shape. Suppose inundation occurs, or an unfortunate fire incident occurs, or a lift failure occurs, which involves a great amount of money. that time you are not in a position to gather the money, gather the amount needed and cater to the crisis. This is the reason why this is kept. This can be called as a corpus fund. In every industry we have a corpus fund or a backup or a fallback fund. So that is how this is being calculated.
So I hope
As far as interest bearing part and interest free part, yes, negotiations, the law provides for both. As far as negotiation is concerned, the more educated clients, enlightened clients might look for interest bearing maintenance services.
Now one very important question. Let us take a residential project, right?
Okay.
If we hand over the maintenance to a good company with a reasonable amount of maintenance charges, I don't say very less, I don't say very high, I say average charges which a project needs to be spent. So what are the services in a residential project and in a commercial project which the maintenance agency will provide?
I will try to give you a brief of it. I call this a 5-finger approach. The first finger being the safety and security. When I say safety, I mean fire safety, physical safety, and the security is physical security. Safety and security of the complex. The second major big ticket item is, the second finger is the infrastructure services, wherein all mechanical, electrical, plumbing services would come, all lifts, diesel generators, transformers, electrical systems would come, and its maintenance and both corrective and preventive maintenance, breakdown maintenance and regular maintenance. Then we call it the third finger is estate services. When I talk of estate services, we cover the customer relation manager or customer relationship management, we cover the billing part, we cover the collection part, we cover the event management part, we cover the QOL part. QOL is an acronym for quality of life. Quality of life means the kind of benefits we give to a customer, to a client. Suppose he wants a jogging track, suppose he wants a cycling track, suppose he wants a swimming pool, a tennis court, a club, and he wants a better air quality to breathe in and breathe out. So these are all part of estate services. When I talk of the other part is sustainability. What I give out to the environment, I am taking a lot of things from the environment, from the atmosphere. I am taking fossil fuels, I am taking electricity, I am using the water, and thereby when I use them, there is a wastage, a waste product. Or how do I manage my waste? And how do I take my part in conserving the atmosphere? In conserving with the nature, we do rainwater harvesting pits, which comes under sustainability. We manage our wastewater by virtue of STPs, sewage treatment plants. We manage our environment by way of planting more trees. This is how we manage sustainability. And then the other function is, I call it others. Others means it can be anything. It can be right in the form of a pandemic that we have just out of the pandemic, COVID, Corona. These kind of things keep happening. Suppose there is a major mishap which involves immediate intelligence and action. That is also others. Everything falls in the other category. So these are the points majorly which one expects out of the maintenance charges. Apart from this, there is a common area electricity. Suppose you need to run your pumps, you need to run your lifts, you need to run your common area lights. It's an energy and it has a cost. How does the cost come from? That also is factored in the common area maintenance charges.
Excellent way of explanation. I am really obliged that the way you are explaining. I think my all viewers will forward this video to most of the people, those who are living in apartments, those who are paying the maintenance
I will
charges.
just add one thing. Today's customer, facility management, comprehensive asset management or maintenance, the niggardly term of explaining the services involved, is not being understood by most and many. The reason because of its complexity. I have personally interacted with sizable condominiums and their residents. By the word maintenance, they understand bijli, ya pani, ya gateman, ya security. No, it is not that. It is basically your asset maintenance and your asset value, asset life enhancement. Thereby you get a better value for your investment and you get a better environment to live in. It's a complex thing and you need to have immersive sessions with experts, with professionals to understand it better and look towards better living at an optimized cost.
Can you suggest me some good companies of India, especially, or I can
Being
say,
a professional, sir, the company I am engaged with, I would call it the best. And very recently I have partnered myself with a startup organization, namely ICS Integrated Management Solutions, which has fringe presence in the Tri-City, in the NCR and Maharashtra and Gujarat. But our motto is to give quality services, not at the cost of manpower reduction, but at the cost of optimized manpower, optimized resources, better negotiations, and thinking forward by embracing artificial intelligence and machine learning places.
Excellent. I really appreciate that since you are associated with your company, but I have requested you to name me at least 4-5 big companies.
The next best comes is Avanti Integrated, a proud Indian company to which I had been a long association of 5+ years, wherein all my learnings got culminated into a courage within me to take on a startup company and to build it to the standards.
And
among the IPC companies, you have Galore, you have JLL, you have Cushman, you have Knight Frank, you have Colliers, you have CBRE, you name, and they are there.
So I hope my all viewers will have enjoyed this communication and will not only keep this knowledge to themselves, they will keep it sharing to the others. And with this, I really thank you, Mr. Mukherjee.
I thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving me an opportunity to be here today.
Now
Thanks
there
a
is
lot.
no corona, we can shake hands. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.